Hello guys, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you once again, yes, from downtown Manila. And this month we're doing Stars on Spotlight, and we've got some amazing stars, guys, from all over the world. My next gentleman I'm about to introduce you to has got an amazing product and an amazing background, right? This man has forgotten more than most of you know put together. Shortly I'll be introducing to Mr. Colin 𝗟𝗍𝗶𝗲. He's the CEO of Evo Enterprises, which he'll tell you all about, and also the CEO of Enterprise 21, which is very interesting. All right, the industry, EVO manufactures in China and Thailand, exports to USA, Canada, UAE, all over the world pretty much. And the other industry he's been in for still learning. He's been in it for 40 years, guys, and most people need his advice. They just don't know they do. Right, so reach out, have a cup of coffee, water, wine, beer, depending on the time of the day, your choice of beverage, and learn what you don't know, guys. It's going to cost you nothing to have a chat to this man, and he knows a bit about what you do, and it can help you. His Evo Enterprises, we manufacture a multi-patented Australian invention for people who must or want to smoke, that is healthier, more economical, tastier, and less environmentally harmful. And he markets that pretty much, as he said here, USA and Canada, but all different parts of the world as well. And is always looking for new people who might want to distribute this product and make some money. Enterprise 21, another business, has been working with small businesses wanting to become large businesses. They look at the option, self-funded growth, licensing or franchising. Then we work with the business to streamline the systems. And it's all about systems, guys. Without a system, you're not like a roadmap, you're not going anywhere. Right, so we assist in the marketing, selecting franchisees and the systems, make them more robust and more profitable, and there's a lot more I can go on with there. His key achievements: Evo established the overseas manufacturing facility. He's been attending expos in over 20 countries, appointing agents, establishing a fulfillment operation in Seattle, that's USA for those who don't know, diversifying and developing the product for 4 distinct markets: tobacco, cannabis, shishka, and smoking herbs. So there they are, guys, and there's a lot more to go here. Personal motto, similar to mine, is never, never, never give in. And if in doubt, follow the first rule, rule number 1. Interesting fact, he has an extensive pool of knowledge that he adds to daily. Also author of 11 books with more to come, from business to science fiction and other pieces. And guys, for some of you, it is science fiction. It doesn't need to be science fiction. Come and learn the real world and reach out to my guest. Good afternoon, Mr. Colin 𝗟𝗏𝗧𝗏.
Good afternoon, Jeff, and good afternoon to anyone that's listening.
Yeah, well, I hope there's a few of them around the world, because we're going to put this broadcast out, guys, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and of course YouTube, with all of Colin's socials. And you too can be a star and be on Spotlight if you bother to reach out to us. Let's start you off, Colin. Can you tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path, which has been a long one?
Oh, my current career path. Well, I think it started at the age of 7. The age of 7, my mother used to have a beautiful garden, and I used to collect all the seeds from the flowers just at the end of summer and dry them out, put them in little envelopes that I found in the church for people who wanted to give the donations and couldn't go to the church. And I would count the seeds, put them in there, write on the packet, and then sell them. At 11 years old, I actually had to hire a truck and a driver. I got the contract from the local sawmill to take, when they get the tree in, they take the sides off to start to make it square. Lots of timber in there, so I got the contract to uplift that. So the truck and the driver and I and a couple of mates would go, schoolmates would go there, collect us, take the truck back, and then I would pay somebody to go on the end of the double-handed saw
Wow, the hard way.
The logs, and then the truck back again and sell them round the doors. That was at 11. At 19, I started my first real business, which was a mobile restaurant. And in 2 years, I owned outright, no mortgage, 2 houses, and I had lovely cars and all the rest of it.
Fantastic.
But important is that I was working 114 hours a week.
Yeah.
And
funny,
I did.
Funny how you can't do it without work, Colin. That's
surprising.
Right.
Everybody wants
surprise.
all these wonderful ways to make money, and we just sit back and it all roll in. It doesn't happen like that. After 6 months, I cut it back down to 104 hours. So that's what I did for 6 years. Then I discovered that I had a talent for looking at businesses that just needed a little bit. I didn't know anything about marketing. I'd left school at 14. So I didn't know anything about that, but I could see a business and I could see, well, that shop's really dirty, or his signage is bad, or his
Correct. What they call common sense, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I would buy that, go in there, tart it all up, get it started, do some marketing, and sell it at a profit. So some of those businesses were fruit and florist, wool broking, antiques, fallen stock contractor, gourmet food. So all of those things, I'd go in there, work in them, some of them for 3 months, some in 6 months, very few of them for as long as a year. And then, of course, when I got to Australia, I went into the first time. I only worked for 6 years for some other company, but that was a big company. And I learned so much in that big company. And my division, I took it to become the biggest division in the company within 30 months. Then when I went into franchising, what I discovered was, actually, if we go back a little bit, as a boy, my mother used to say, "You've got a grasshopper mind. 1 minute you're doing this, 1 minute you're doing that. You're jumping about, jumping about." And I was at a big business luncheon on the Gold Coast. The lady opposite stood up and introduced herself and said that she was really proud of herself. She was ADHD, but she'd managed to overcome that and become successful. Next lady down says she's manic depressive, but she's made her business. And it came to me and says, "Well, I have just had an epiphany."
What's normal?
My mother said I had a grasshopper mind. It wasn't. I was ADHD. And had we known,
we've all got a touch of that. If you're an entrepreneur, guys, right, if you haven't got it, you won't be an entrepreneur.
So it was perfect for the franchising industry. I had the biggest franchise consultancy in Australia for many years, and somebody would walk in and they had a car wash business, or they had a dog wash business, or they had an online advertising business, or a restaurant, whatever. It didn't matter. And I was able mentally just to jump from one to the other. And the more I did, the more I knew. And the more I knew, the more, you might call it wisdom, but it's not really wisdom. It's just information that you take in. So, and that's what I do now. I'm now putting together a big company at the moment, and I'm going to put it into divisions. So each division will be a separate entity, and it'll have to be its own profit source. So that's roughly.
Fair enough.
That's roughly.
Can you tell me an important moment in your career that more or less made you change your direction? I guess it was that those people standing up, telling you their story, I guess.
Yeah, well, that didn't really change it. It just enlightened as to what I was doing. I think why I got into franchising was that I bought a franchise. Actually, I was in Cairn, and this guy had advertised for video broker. Right. So I thought, video stores at that time, they were everywhere. So I went
like Blockbuster, etc.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I went onto the telephone directory, and in the Cairns area, there was 27 video libraries. And I thought, my God, who'd open a video library?
Yeah, correct.
This was a wholesaler. So when I spoke to them, they were supplying the video stores with cases and labels. And what they did was they had a huge, just like a video library, where the other video stores could come in and change the stock. Right. Because a small store can't afford to buy all the blockbusters.
Correct. So they rotate it. Yeah, rotate it.
So that built up to a very, very, very profitable business. There was a few areas I opened it to the public. I was one of the first people selling videos to the public. All these 20-odd stores would come in and swap, and they paid for swapping.
Fee. Yep.
And then because some of them were just borderline, the number of video stores that were just really should have been closed, I would actually buy, likes of Warner would say you can only buy 10 of this label, this video. So I would buy the 10, and then I actually used to sell them at the same price as I paid for them. That built goodwill, but what it also did was let these stores exist. If they hadn't got that, gone down the gurgle, and I would have lost a customer. So it wasn't totally altruistic. Sure. I was helping them, but everybody worked. So that business, I sold that business and decided to do a world trip. And I was away for 9 months. And when I came back, I had exactly the same money.
Fantastic.
I didn't know you could negotiate with the banks. I went into one bank, said, this one over here is giving me 10%, this one's giving me 15%, blah, blah, blah. And I got it up to 18%.
Wow, awesome.
So I put all the money in there, and the whole family and I went around the world for 9 months. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was also, travel's always a wonderful leveler, guys. And Colin will tell you, Colin's in Thailand. He's originally from the Gold Coast, originally from Scotland, I assume. However, spent a lot of time on the Gold Coast, but now, like me, living the life in Asia. And for those of you who have not been to Asia, you don't know what you're missing, guys. It's more fun in Asia. Tell me, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate and help in your field, Colin? What keeps you motivated?
Knowing that if I don't keep motivated, I'll be in the poorhouse.
Well, that's number one. And two, health's a big issue, Colin. You look very healthy. Health's a big issue. I mean, a lot of these guys, they get to 65, they think, oh, I'll retire now and go and play golf. They're dead in 12 months because they got no purpose anymore in their life.
That's right. I'm dreading getting to 65. I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Likewise. You're only as young as the woman you feel.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell me, can you tell us about a recent project or achievement that you're particularly proud of?
Well, where I am at the moment with these pipes has been a very, very difficult struggle. And this is very interesting for anybody out there that's in business. Let me tell you something that would probably know, but we've forgotten. If you're introducing a new product or a new service to the world, it's going to cost you more than it cost you to design the product. If you go into the cheap shops, the discount shops, and just have a look, and you'll see brand names, 𝐒𝐭𝐚𝐫𝐬, and it's banana and apple flavored hair restorer, whatever it might be. They're a big company. They've gone and invented this lovely new flavor, put it in the shops, and because they haven't spent the money that's necessary to convince people that their hair should smell like bananas, they end up in the 20-baht shop. Here it's a 20-baht shop.
Dollar shop here,
So with my product, which is totally unique, there is nothing like it in the world, probably it would need 4 times more than the $1.2 million it cost to invent the product to sell the product. So now I've been doing the conventional ways of selling, and it's going all right. But I've just come up with the perfect way to get this product into people's hands cheaply and easily without spending millions of dollars. So, and pulling on my experience from franchising, I'm just about ready to launch that new enterprise.
Sounds like a whole brand new adventure. Maybe another book in the wind as to how it all came about and how you did it. Tell me, what advice would you give someone aspiring to follow in your footsteps down the track?
Well, depends what footsteps they are. If they're going to follow in my footsteps, the first thing I would say is, don't do it.
Get a mentor. Would be good advice, would it not?
Yes, well, I mentor at the moment. I'm mentoring a guy in Florida and a guy in Bangladesh at the moment. I'm monitoring them. I had one in Chile, but you've either got it inside or you've not got it inside. This guy seemed to have all the stuff that, he was going to go in business, and it seemed to be enthusiasm, but it's not. If you're not enthusiastic about what it is you do, you should not do it. I used to consult people who wanted to start a business or start a franchise system. And they would say to me, do you think this will be a success? And I'll say, well, what do you think? Well, I don't know. And I said, well, don't do it. Unless you're enthusiastic and positive about this business working, you're going to waste your time. It will only work because you believe it is going to work, and it'll make it work. Winners make it happen. If you've got any doubts, don't do it. And that's another one of my sayings. If in doubt, don't. So you play one against the other. Moderation is the silken thread. One of the clauses that I took out of this book, which I had to do, was one of the chapters was about, to be successful in business, you have to have 6 of the 7 deadly sins as part of your character.
I like that one.
Well, all of my friends that read the book got all upset. Oh, I'm not like that, but they just wouldn't admit it. The only one of the 7 deadly sins that you can't have to be successful in business is sloth.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met a slothful, successful person. Like
Yeah.
lots of slothful people and they're lying around the gutters. The other 7 deadly sins, like jealousy.
Yeah.
If you look at guys who are successful in business, they're driving a 4-year-old Mercedes, but the guy around the corner's got a brand new one. So he's a little
He's
bit
still paying it off, yeah.
That's right, but he works harder. That's his driving force. It's either greed and greed's another thing. He's maybe got $1 million in the bank, but that's not enough. He wants 2 million in the bank.
That's right.
So all these things, the 7 deadly sins, the 6 of them, you don't have to be over the top. If you go over the top, then you become a bad person. But
Yes.
you know, hang on, this is one of my motivating facts. I do want to have a better car. There is nothing wrong with that, as long as that's not to the exclusion of everything else in your life.
Definitely.
The most important thing in your life is your family and your health. Look after.
Well, I call that, Colin, the 3 Fs. I work for the 3 Fs, guys, and they are family, friends, and freedom. Family, friends, and freedom. Freedom being the key one, guys. Don't be a pawn in the game. You don't need to be a pawn.
No, that's right.
Be a bishop. Be a rook. Jump all over the board like a grasshopper, like Colin. But do not be a pawn like the government wants you to be. And don't have a job. A job, definition of a job, guys, is, for those who don't know, is just on broke. That means you're living from paycheck to paycheck. Take a chance. Take a risk. Look, if you've got nothing now and you take a risk, where will you be tomorrow? You're back to where you started with nothing. Doesn't matter. Take another risk. You know, part of the secret of my success, Colin, over the years has been, people ask me, I say, well, I just do a lot of things and I try to be right more than I'm wrong. And if you're right more than you're wrong, you'll come out in front, guys.
Well, that little scheme that I put together is a market trader's license. So people can have their job and they don't want to give up their job because they want to go into business. I will sell them a business package. The tent, the table, the advertising, the marketing, the product, and I'll give them, actually, it's going to cost them $5,000 US. They'll get over $5,000 US in product.
Value,
So they can buy that on their credit card. And all they need to do, and I've done the figures, I can sell, in that situation, I can sell 10 of these products an hour. And they make $25 profit. So that's $250 profit an hour for 6 hours at a market stall. They won't do that, but they can. If they don't sell 4 an hour, there's something very far wrong with them, and I won't sell it to people unless I think that. So there's an opportunity to get into business, to break away from your job. That's only going to cost you $5,000.
Yeah.
Well,
talk to Colin about this opportunity, guys. It's an amazing opportunity. He's got an amazing product, and you've got to, he'll demonstrate it to you. You've got to see it to believe it, right? Tell me, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Colin, going ahead? What are you up to?
Well, when I was 24, I always wanted to retire at 45. When I got to 45, look at this. And now I'm here. I don't want to retire, but I would like to be able to say I can retire tomorrow if I want to. And I've just been reading a guy who I'm very envious of, who has spent the last 23 years living on cruise ships.
Wow.
I would do that either. But I love traveling. I've been to 42 countries.
Yeah, traveling's a great leveler, guys. It's the people you meet and you hang out with. You know, it's just an amazing, and the experiences. One of my favorite things, guys, I left school and home at 14. One of my favorite things back in the day, and I still believe it today, I used to say to myself, Jeff, get out. You don't meet anyone staying home. So when you're out and about, it's amazing who you meet, what you do, the things you see, because you're out and about. You know, you're like a news hound, you know. Tell me, how can our listeners reach out and find out a bit more about you, Colin, and connect with you? What's the best way?
When you introduced me, you introduced me as Colin 𝗟 Now, this is also a very interesting marketing ploy. The SL stands for super long, right? Colin super long Mackey, because I have a really, really, really long memory. Okay. Now everybody assumes I'm going to say something else. So actually what it does is the SL gets locked in their mind. If you go into Google and type in Colin 𝗟 Mackey, you will find me very easily. you go onto Facebook and type in Colin 𝗟𝗠𝗏𝗍, you will find me. So the SL is very, very important. And even a business card, it's, you know, where everybody puts all their, I shouldn't really say it, but all their wanker
descriptions, what they can do.
Yeah, well, I've got, and I don't know if I've got one here. It's 𝐒𝐩𝐨𝐭𝐥𝐢. So it looks there as, and that's one of my credentials, you know. But some people ask me what it is, so I tell them it's head cook and bottle washer.
Right.
That also installs in them a memory of Colin Mackey. It's all about remembering. So you can get me at Colin 𝗟𝗠𝗏𝗍. You can get me at enterprise21.com.au. You can get me at evoenterprises.com. That's this product here that we've been talking about. You will
Fantastic. Looks like a stapler, guys, but believe me, it's an amazing device. An amazing device.
So you can get me there quite easily.
All right, lovely. On that subject that Colin was saying about initials and things, guys, I left school at 14, but then I went ahead and got myself, over the many years later, I got myself an MBSA. And then people said to me, wow, you got an MBSA. I'm so impressed. And yeah, I said, yeah, MBSA, Master Bullshit Artist.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I got, guys. Over 50 years in business, you learn and hear it all, just like Colin will tell you. And there's not much that Colin hasn't seen, done, or heard. So, guys, take some of this wisdom, take some of this advice, reach out to either myself or Colin, and we're both happy to have a chat. We can talk underwater. So have a chat and learn. It costs you nothing to learn. And as they say, you learn, you earn. So I'll wrap this up now. Colin, you've been a wonderful guest. And guys, if you want to be a star and have us to spotlight you all over the world, as I said earlier, with Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. Think about it, guys. A TV commercial would cost you over $30,000. 10 radio spots, Colin will tell you, he's probably done it in his past life, will cost you $3,000 to $5,000. You can get all this fame for free. So once again, thanks for being a guest, Colin. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you. 𝗪𝗏𝗏.
And that's all, folks.